I've had to scribble up all of my notes because so much has happened during this wonderful day. I first want to thank Sam and the Accelerate Kentucky team for creating and hosting this most important conference and for valuing and sharing the work of Kentucky to the world. I am Shelly, obviously. Our Louisville-based nonprofit is the media partner for this conference today, and we hope it won't be too long until you see the results of today's work as a KET special. This is our mission. Storytelling has been our mission since 2013. We heard Tony Ellis talk about how Kentucky has to better tell its stories. We tell the stories of incredible Kentuckians that claim their Kentucky roots as part of their success. Founded in 2013, you just heard the mission, so I don't have to repeat that. But I want to do a little aside that is particularly pertinent to what we're saying today, what we're doing today. We have a connection to MIT. One of our live programs was Dr. Phil Sharp. He is one of our 2 living Nobel Prize winners. He won for splitting RNA in 1993. He was a co-founder of Biogen, and he has buildings at MIT named for him. Some of our video content was done by, you'll hear more about Tommy Johns, when he went to MIT to film Phil Sharp in his labs. So that was pretty amazing. So that's our MIT connection for the moment. And our LinkedIn connection for Alex Day. We were talking about LinkedIn. The executive editor of LinkedIn was born and raised in Louisville, just so I wanted to tell you that. And even more interesting than that is something really funny, and that is that my husband delivered him. So we have a double, connection to Daniel Roth, the executive editor of LinkedIn. And we're talking to Cindy Mae Johnson here about media, and I was telling her the story of our these were live programs, by the way, at the Kentucky Center that we hosted. So I was telling her about Mike Wines. I'm sure that most of you have never heard of Michael Wines, but if you read the New York Times, you'll see Michael Wines' bylines and also his wife, Sharon Lafreniere. He was the Beijing bureau chief, the Moscow bureau chief, and he is still a major writer at the New York Times. He was basically his wife was also a journalist, and they were on competing papers in Moscow. She with the Washington Post and he with the New York Times. So when you see some of those interviews, you'll see some interesting stories about their lives with 3 kids traveling around the world. Kentucky to the World has had 21 public programs since 2013 and hosted more than 6,200 people. Complimentary tickets have been provided for more than 1,400 students from more than 60 schools and organizations, mostly from underserved areas. 3 public programs a year are planned for general audiences in collaboration with the Republic Bank Foundation, the title sponsor. Of course, we did nothing during COVID and haven't yet. Preceding each of those public events, we have more than 100 high school students who have an intimate briefing with the presenters. And this was an idea that came from the World Affairs Council in LA, where they do a high school program for kids coming to these incredible speaking events. Hundreds of videos have been produced and viewed millions of times across broadcast, digital, and community partner spaces. 18-hour-long programs produced by KTW are currently airing, streaming, or both on Kentucky Educational Television. Capitalizing on the rise of popularity of digital video content before and during COVID greatly expanded our ability to reach many more people than those who could just come to our live events. Conversations drawn from those events and other interviews are broadcast on social channels as well as through a network that currently includes the Fraser History Museum in Louisville, the Kentucky Science Center, the Kentucky Tourism, Metro Parks and Recreation Community Centers, Muhammad Ali Center, and others. So we share our content with anybody who wants to use it. We have hundreds of minute-sized clips and larger content as well, all the way up to our hour-long programs. One of our creative team's COVID projects, because COVID we viewed as an opportunity and not an obstacle, was the creation of a series, the first of a series of Kentucky to the World playing cards that feature people you know and people you should know. And there are actually extended bios on our website and 20 questions as well. And they have been heartily accepted and promoted by the Kentucky Artisan Center, Kentucky Tourism, and lots of others. So we really are excited about that. That sort of kept us busy during COVID, to say the least. I wanted to tell you about the driving force behind much of KTW's creative thinking and the creator of our extensive digital initiatives over the past 6 years, and that's Tommy Johns. Where did Tommy go? He's not over there. There he is, over there. So I want to give Tommy a really incredible round of applause for everything he's doing. You're going to see some more videos from him, but if you go to our website and you go to our website, you will, and go to our YouTube channel, you will see a lot of the work that's been done by Tommy and our incredible team. So we'll show you a couple of these videos right now. We have been actively collaborating with Sam over the past year, as everybody does, and great things happen. That's what we've figured out, right? And have identified many shared goals in the spirit of accelerating economic development in Kentucky. We agreed that there's a poverty of narrative stewardship that we could work on together. In collaboration with Sam, we recently introduced our first year-long multimedia storytelling series called Kentucky: Resilience in the Face of Economic Change. The kickoff event was at Waterfront Botanical Gardens on August 11th, and it's great to see familiar faces here today. This initiative aims at the heart of Kentucky to the World's mission to elevate the cultural and intellectual reputation of our Commonwealth, while building businesses of the future and telling and leading innovative new models on how we collaborate to face the challenges of today and tomorrow. Kentuckians stand out across the globe. As we collectively come out of this global pandemic, we hope, the spirit of resilience will be essential in forging new paths for Kentucky and for the world. Sam said this, and it's really a key for us for this juncture, and that is, from Paducah to Pikeville, Kentucky is filled with inspiring stories of innovation and resilience. In our communities, we know we need to invest in economic development, workforce development, and community development, but investing in narrative development is the fourth leg of the table. And that, of course, is inspiring for us as we continue our work. At our kickoff event in Louisville, we had a panel, and with Sam as the moderator. And personal stories were shared that focused on the realities of Kentucky's evolving economy and how to move forward to achieve innovative economic and workforce development. It featured the creativity and intellect of 3 Kentuckians, all who were here today: VJ, Rusty, Allison, and we had a wonderful evening of inspiration and moving forward with this resilience project. Allison said at that event that she strongly believes that changing our narrative is the way forward. We're trying to move an entire Commonwealth forward in a place where that conversation, frankly, does not exist currently. And we'll take teaching Kentuckians to not just wait on others to bring the innovation to us, but to create the innovation from within. I thought that was really a wonderful statement that she made. Our upcoming series will highlight stories of innovation in a state where our core 20th century economic drivers like coal mining, tobacco farming, traditional manufacturing, and transportation have faced significant disruption in the first 2 decades of the 20th century. Kentucky's history is one of resilience. The hard work of Kentuckians powered the growth of this country through mining, agriculture, manufacturing, transportation, and many other fields. Historically, the Commonwealth has been at the forefront of coping with economic change. Inspiration for the future from these stories of extraordinary people with Kentucky roots demonstrating resilience in the face of economic change will be broadly distributed, focusing on the realities of our Commonwealth's changing economy and showcasing what the future will hold. Do we need that first video?
Pikeville, Kentucky is a really special and unique place. It has, I think, historically a cultural legacy of enlightened leadership. But its perception by the outside world is not what you find when you come here. BitSource is a company that started out of necessity due to the collapse in our coal economy. We lost a lot of jobs and out-migration of people in the region, and so we tried to do something about it as business owners.
We spend most of our adult life at work, and a lot of times work becomes our identity. What happens when that work is no longer needed to be done, if that work goes away?
If you're a coal miner and there's no coal to mine, then what do? If you're someone who can work with a small team to achieve a goal and learn new technologies, then that becomes a way of thinking, a mindset that can apply to various jobs.
Featuring live events, TV specials, digital stories, educational programming, and culminating in a full-length, nationally distributed documentary created by Kentucky to the World, the series will showcase the future of Kentucky through the lens of its history of resilience. So we'll have the other video now, Sam, if that's okay, since I skipped a page.
The future is here, it's just not evenly distributed. And you find that's especially true in rural communities where we don't have access to basic broadband and digital literacy is not what it should be. These are all areas that we're working on as a region, as a state. I think we're making great strides in it.
I think there's a lot of potential there to bring certain types of jobs to places where the economy had faltered, of having and investing in internet infrastructure and reliable signals so that people can be connected and do work, certain types of jobs from the places they most want to live for their home life, their family life, what matters to them culturally and personally.
That's where the ecosystem can come together and create that opportunity for these young, sharp brains to create the future here in Kentucky. If we are part of the future being created, future's never a threat for us.
We wanted to share with you the quality of the kinds of content that Kentucky to the World's team creates. And as we look to the future of Kentucky to the World, the connections we've made with Accelerate Kentucky have led us to great conversations with Buddy Steen and the Innovation Lab. And we have led us to about our alignment between our goals. So we're looking forward to rolling out some collaborative efforts that you all will find out about very soon. And all of this is about the connections, isn't it? It's about the heart of the matter. It's about the projects. It's about what we need to do. But it's about the connections we make and how we deliver on those connections. Economic development and workforce development require innovation. Nothing shapes the possibilities and the solutions we discover quite like stories. Who better to help us tell the story of the future of Kentucky than the individuals who are striving to make this happen in our Commonwealth and around our world? I'm going to encourage you to take a look at our website, kentuckytotheworld.org, and shortly, Tommy has written and will be posting a blog that I'm sure you'll all want to see. And also, you can see we have a whole section on our website just on the Resilience Project. So you can find out more about what we're planning and see some of the videos that were created already as we move forward to this year of programming. Thanks so much.